Hey there everyone, this is Cass with SCNS Live. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the video version of this, you can check it out on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all at SCNS Live. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of SCNS Live, the super cool nerd show. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nerdistry, News, and Entertainment. Anyway, thank you all for joining us tonight. I am Jason the X. Lady over here is Kat.
I'm Kat. I'm still Kat. I'm Kat again.
Currently.
Better Kat.
Yeah.
The best cat.
That's Cass.
I'm now the good Cass.
So many changes here that just don't seem to match up. And Rick's on the table again.
I changed my Instagram name again. I forgot to tell him. No, I'm kidding. I'm Rick. Hi.
Did you do something to Bryce?
Are you still
Huh?
nerdy?
Did you do something to Bryce?
Bryce who?
Nice.
And behind the board, making sure this train stays on the tracks, it's Cora.
The string.
Hello.
String.
Oh, I forgot to put my slate up. No. Yay.
So sort of on the tracks then.
Right.
The track.
I'm sorry I demolished your green screen. It was for the greater good.
For the greater good, you took
Or like
down.
the greater green. Sorry.
You
Lesser
took down
green.
the heroes.
Good Lord.
I put
For
up other heroes
Those heroes.
in a half shell.
Turtle power.
Half show.
Doesn't that mean isn't that when you eat oysters?
No. No.
Radioactive oysters.
Yeah,
That's
you,
what I'm talking
you,
about.
you will die. Just kidding.
That's gonna
No,
be
like
my new band
oysters in
name.
a half shell. Isn't that like a thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But that has nothing
Mine
to
was
do
a
with...
legitimate question.
Anyway,
We are
turtles.
learning all sorts of things today.
Are the turtles on camera? Because I wanted to make sure that was done.
Let me check
are they there?
again.
Are they there?
No, there's just someone hanging on a rope.
Well, that's...
Nathan.
So my green screen was taken away for a man on a
For
rope.
Nathan Drake.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, that's...
If anyone was going to destroy your green screen, it would
I'm
absolutely
offended.
be Nathan Drake.
I'm offended.
Joe House just said we have nerdle power.
No.
Come on, man.
Wow.
This is why you don't have friends.
Ooh.
Anyway, we're going to have a great show for you guys. I promise you, even after all that, it was. But you know how we kick this thing off? Let's start off with some super cool nerd news. Yes, it's super cool nerd news, and this weekend is New York Comic Con 2019. We're not there. It's quite unfortunate. Lodging is very expensive there, but it's going to be a great weekend. There's going to be lots of reveals, but some people have already started. Hasbro has hit the ground running with reveals for Transformers and their Marvel Legends series. Now, we're going to get more into that on Alternate Heads, which films this Saturday, but it is important that we announce they brought out this exclusive here. This is a Stan Lee Marvel Legend action figure. This was planned to be a Build-A-Figure previously. It was canceled, and now we know why. They meant to bring it out a little bit later on. As you can see, he comes with a Captain America shield with Stan Lee's signature on there and a chessboard. And I have already pre-ordered this figure because along with the announcement, they said that you can order this figure now off of Target.com, where it is an exclusive. It is aiming to ship out this summer, so I'd hurry up and go to Target.com and get this. It will be available at other retailers later on, but if you want it first, you have to pre-order it from Target. Is there a part of me also that goes, is this a cash-in for them on Stan Lee? Yes. Do I want a Stan Lee action figure? Absolutely. So, yeah, if you can get an action figure of something, you get it. Somebody's going to make some money somewhere.
How much is it setting you back?
With shipping, I think you're going to end up paying like $33.
Not bad for a Stanley action figure.
Yeah, it is, and it comes in an exclusive package and everything. So, I think it's a good way to honor Stan. I just want it for my shelf, and it'll be displayed front row of everything. Excelsior.
You said it comes with a Captain America shield and what?
A chessboard for his appearance in Avengers when
Like
he's
a
playing.
full, like a full chessboard.
Well, a 6-inch scale chessboard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good accessory. I like the shield. It's got his signature on there, but I've got other things around here like Daredevil watching a TV. So
I mean,
we can make this work.
Watching.
Are we saying watching? I feel like that's a good point.
I mean,
Sonari?
he's observing it. just in
He's taking the TV.
he's with his sonar. He's literally observing the TV, just the TV, not what's on it. But there is a TV there.
He knows how big
we are
it
making
is.
fun of blind people.
There we
We
go.
should not be doing this. Actually, we're making fun of Daredevil, who probably has better senses than all of us.
In more ways than
Other
one.
senses are
That's
made.
the joke.
Anyway, Stanley action figure, Marvel Legends. It's a good way to honor the man. Bring it on. I've already given you my money. I literally threw it.
Take my money.
He threw his wallet at the computer, like just pow.
For the record, I was in my truck picking up Cora at the moment, and I'm like, she's like, "What's up?" I'm typing in.
And he
My
told me
address.
he just held up the finger. Shut up.
4,
I need to make sure I get this.
Yeah.
So yeah, get yours, Target.com. You're shilling for Target now, but that's where it is. So
Did you know he wasn't published till he was 39?
yeah,
It's crazy.
mm-hmm.
That's like 18 years older. Just kidding. Nobody does that. Okay.
Anyway, what have you got this week?
Me? If you're a fan of things like Tales from the Crypt, the RPG, Dallas, the RPG, the Lawnmower Man, Rocky and Bullwinkle RPGs, then you might be very excited to hear that none other than Wendy's Burgers fast food chain has released an RPG.
Oh,
It's called Feast of Legends. And it's free to download from, I think, feastoflegends.com.
I guess
Yeah.
I guess they saw KFC getting into the.
What is this?
It's 100 pages long. Its DM guide is called Deep Freeze, which is the funniest thing. to
Oh
me
my
ever.
god!
And if you're asking yourself, is this a joke or is it serious? It's a little bit of both. It's a playable game with a workable system that's based off like fantasy tropes and stuff, but it's also one where your players get rewarded for things like eating Wendy's fresh food, hamburgers, never frozen beef patties.
Wendy looks like a shield maiden.
And I love it.
I think Wendy is super hot. Like in that, I love the color scheme. I love what they did. It's something they clearly worked on for a while. And Critical Role Cast is actually playing part of it tonight on stream. So it's a promotional thing, but
Wow.
also like, what?
I like the name of the nation. It's called Fresh Stovia.
This is hilarious. I want to play a part of it or DM part of it, probably for Cass's group Now with Milk. Soon, maybe we might do that. I don't know how the
I don't know. We've got
licensing works.
a break in our D&D game coming up with one of our players being gone.
The nation of
Yeah,
Fresh
well, I
Stovia.
mean, more than one group of people can play this game, hopefully.
There's a thing in it. We don't know if Frosties are a fixture or not.
The rogues,
Critical Role Cast.
however, the ice jesters and his rogue galleries of frozen fiends threaten Queen Wendy's reign of prosperity and the land of beef's keep for decades.
I'm a little bit surprised they didn't come up with some like nonsense fantasy name for her, like Wendifer or
I
something.
can't even laugh at the puns
Gwendolyn.
because they're actually good.
They're wonderful puns.
I mean, Wendy's may be my brand of choice to do something like this if they were going to above the other fast food places because their Twitter is so savage
Yes.
that they know how to play kind of edgy with stuff.
I like square patties myself.
I mean, I like Wendy's fine. I don't eat a lot of hamburgers, honestly.
They're
But
my preferred.
Wendy's makes me sick.
I like their spicy nuggets.
And they
their
brought them
Frosties.
back.
I mean, I
Especially
like
nugget?
their Frosties, so
Their Frosties are amazing.
I'm also with you on the Twitter. It's savage.
Yeah.
they're so good. And I used to look them up to see if they were fake, like Twitter messages I saw on Reddit or whatever. They weren't. Like, nope, they're just straight up savage.
Same, actually.
I want to try this game. I have to try this game. Like, that's it. I'm sold.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan of anybody that's putting out like content that could potentially be cross homebrewed into something else. More ideas out there is just good for us, I think.
Does Wendy's Twitter know about this shit? Need to know that.
They probably didn't share that information with their Twitter.
I think
With
they-
their social media team.
Um,
Yeah.
I need to know where Wendy is on this.
I will say that I saw it earlier today because of Wendy's Twitter. So
That's amazing.
Really? What did
Right.
it say? Do you remember?
it was just like a promotional link to it, just
That's-
talking about it.
It's crazy. There's no way they started developing it after KFC started developing their dating.
No,
sim,
it's
so
just
they had to be-
coincidence.
The picture on the Twitter Wendy's is the picture of,
Oh my
Queen Wendy.
She's dope looking.
That's awesome.
I don't know why they didn't make her like an elf or something.
I am.
They have a little video to show it off.
Amazing.
Like, I feel as though we're giving Wendy's free advertising. I'm completely fine with that. Give me some spicy nuts.
Critical Role. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The intro video for it is epic. Like big music, big dramatic text on screen.
I'm in.
One of the classes is Order of the Baked Potato, and I've never related to a class in my life like this.
You know that they had to hire or bring in some game balance expert, and they're just
There's
like,
already
"Oh,
fan art. There's
of course
already
there is."
there's
Hold on,
already
hold on,
fan
hold on.
art.
What?
One of the spells is Salt of the Earth, but it's
Yes.
passive.
MJF.
Yes.
It's genius.
Oh my
That's amazing.
god! I want this.
So props. Wendy's does it again.
I'm downloading it right now on my computer.
You can't download the DM guide.
I will find the DM guide.
No. I'm gonna.
Oh no, I will have it for my own records, but I will not look at it until you
Okay.
are done.
Perfect. Cass, what have you got?
All right.
I feel like there's no way we're gonna naturally wind up this one.
So the world was shocked when Robert Pattinson was announced as the new Batman, succeeding Ben Affleck in the role. And if you were absolutely shocked, you're not the only one. So was Robert Pattinson. He came out, it was in an interview recently, and said it was kind of insane. I was so far away from thinking it was even a realistic prospect. I literally do not understand how I've got it at all. I do have to say, like, same. He's kind of this indie darling now, but to consider him as Batman is kind of bonkers to me. But to hear an actor actually come forward and say, you know, this is absolutely insane to me as well. I don't understand how this happened. I feel is very, very human of him. But I personally thought it was absolutely hilarious. He doesn't know how he got cast as Batman either. He was also, it got leaked, I think about 4 or 5 days before he was actually cast, and they've actually released that information. And he was absolutely furious because he thought it lowered his chances of actually getting cast as Batman.
Oh.
So this is absolutely something that mattered to him that he just didn't think was a possibility. And that's kind of amazing. Now, whether or not his Batman is actually going to be up to snuff, it's to be seen.
I mean, I still go back to my initial statement of, oh man, it's that sparkly vampire guy from Twilight. And then I actually realized I have never actually seen a movie with Robert Pattinson in it. Because I've never watched it.
Have you watched the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, but he had a small part, right?
He was one of the
Actually,
main
no, I
characters.
haven't seen all of the Harry Potter
Have you
movies.
seen the fourth one?
Which one is that?
Goblet of Fire with the maze and the tournament?
Probably not.
Because if you have, he was in that
I've
one.
seen all the Harry Potter movies.
No, I haven't
Like,
seen any of them.
it's just-
I think I saw the
They're
first one.
like exactly the same as reading the books, but not.
No, I read the books.
Critical like differences in
Okay.
story, but it's exactly on the same level.
Well,
It's
imagine
bizarre.
Cedric Diggory as a character, but a
Yeah.
little bit more basic. We got Robert Pattinson.
With that, like I said, I've never actually seen the man act, so immediately I was just like,
He's
okay, give him a chance.
been doing indie movies for the past like 7 or 8 years. He's got a pretty good reputation.
I probably have seen something and didn't even realize it was him.
There's one
He's in
like,
a new movie with Willem Dafoe that actually looks pretty good.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, that one
they
looks
showed a trailer of that
amazing.
at the Joker thing. Or I think that was the one. Watch a movie called Good Times. It came out last year, the year before that. It's an indie film.
Don't watch a movie called Water for Elephants. Apparently it's trash.
It
but-
doesn't sound like a movie.
I literally have no ground to stand on and complain
Fair
about him as an actor.
I just-
So give the man a chance.
I think it's funny that he went from a sparkly vampire to a city that never sees sunlight. Like Gotham is just chronically dark and cloudy and upsetting. So it should be interesting. I never would have called Ben Affleck is a good Batman, and I really liked his Batman.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he can't be any. I mean, Pattinson cannot be any worse than George Clooney. So that's like the bottom of the bar.
He was Batman? Huh, strange.
he was Batman. It was like having a Batman who didn't want to cover up his face because he thought he was too hot. Like,
I still say he should be
George
sending out
Clooney's
daily
Batman.
apologies to random people for that.
He does.
For that Batman movie.
Every time they bring that up, he apologizes for Batman.
Yeah, all I
So-
remember is a pair of nipples. Is that weird?
And the Bat credit card.
Don't leave him
It
without
had
it.
Batman on it.
Anyway, that's it for the Robert Pattinson Batman story. Rick, what you got?
Cool. The Wednesday Night Wars are here, and AEW takes the first week from WWE's NXT. For the first time since March of 2001, we have two legit wrestling companies going head to head. Sorry, TNA Impact. That time y'all tried going against Raw years ago was like a high school football team going against an NFL team in the Super Bowl, so y'all don't really count.
How
And
did a high school team get to the Super Bowl?
They didn't. It's a metaphor.
Anyways, last night we had the debut of AEW's Dynamite on TNT, and it did a .68 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, getting 1.4 million viewers. NXT, which debuted on the USA Network 3 weeks ago after being exclusive to the WWE Network since 2014, did a .32 in the 18 to 49 demographic with 891,000 viewers. As many of you might remember, the Monday Night Wars was a ratings war between WCW, which also aired on TNT, and the WWF, which was known at the time, and lasted from September 4th of 1995 until Vince McMahon actually stepped in and bought his competition, and WCW aired its last show on March 26th of 2001. That was a bonkers day. WWE, which initially took steps to not even acknowledge AEW, editing footage of DX mentioning the Pistons Little Company during their Hall of Fame induction, did release a statement to Pro Wrestling Insider saying, "Congratulations to AEW on a successful premiere. The real winners of last night's head-to-head telecasts of NXT and the USA on the USA Network and AEW on TNT are the fans, who can expect Wednesday nights to be a competitive and wild ride, as this is a marathon, not a one-night sprint." Both shows did have special surprises with NXT. Spoilers at this point. Surprises with NXT bringing in back Finn Balor to NXT and the return of Tommaso Ciampa, who had been out with a neck injury and head neck surgery late last year. And AEW having Jon Moxley attack Kenny Omega and the return of Jake Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, to wrestling after being undefeated in Bellator MMA. In the end, though, like WWE said, the real winners in this are the fans, with two companies with very deep pockets and a lot of talented wrestlers. Though for me, I'll be watching AEW live, and I can watch NXT on replay. I mean, I know what WWE can bring. AEW, we've had a couple of pay-per-views, and then the first show last night, I'm like, you know what? Give me more of that. So I'm excited.
I was in the military when the Monday Night Wars were going on, and it's some of the best era. It's some of the best era of wrestling. Just because two companies had to compete for your view.
Yeah,
they were on at the same time. I think they did the overlap 1 hour at one point.
Yeah,
it was like, but still, that's some of the best storyline, the best stuff you saw in wrestling in the Attitude Era, the Nitro Era, when they were at the top of their game. I see nothing but good things happening.
Yeah,
competition is good. Competition makes the other person try harder.
Yeah, and like one of the big things from like WCW and Eric Bischoff and all them is they were trying to put WWEF, whatever you want to call it, out of business, and get to the point where they're just throwing stuff at the wall and trying to see what sticks. With AEW and NXT, they're like, no, we're just going to give you the best of what we got. We're not trying to really one-up one another, but we're going to give you the best.
They're going to try to one-up each other.
I would think what they did, though, because NXT is more of the better worker show and less storylines and stuff. It's just more pure wrestling, which is exactly what AEW is kind of going for as well.
Yeah.
So I like that we're going to see the best wrestling on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Monday and Friday, there's still going to be the same stuff we've seen that has turned off a lot of wrestling fans, honestly.
Yeah.
So Wednesday night might be just the night to watch wrestling. I have not tuned into Raw or SmackDown in a couple of months. Maybe I've watched a couple of highlights. I watched last night
It's
to
got
see who did the better show.
Raw and SmackDown have gotten a little bit better the last couple months, but not by much. But now that Raw is on USA and SmackDown's going to be on Fox with Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff kind of taking the head-to-head on images on the writing team and all that, I think it'll be better. But I mean, what Triple H has done for NXT the last 5 years since he's been in charge of NXT has been on like that's the wrestling I want. And with AEW, like this is a company done by wrestlers and a wrestling fan with Tony Khan. And they're like, all right, we know what has not worked in the past. We know what the fans want. Let's give them that. So I'm excited for this. Like I said, I'll be watching. I'm with AEW on this. I'll still watch NXT. I mean, the takeovers have been phenomenal. But I'm excited for this Wednesday Night War. Even though some of the wrestlers, they were back and forth saying, hey, good luck tonight, and all that stuff. So, but it's gonna be a great time for wrestling.
Yeah. Sea-Dog.
Did you just call me Sea Dog?
No, I said Sea-Dog. It's DAWG. It's different.
Okay.
It is.
Anyways, I'm coming at you with some anime stage play news because we have another one coming out. We actually have quite a few coming out, but this one in particular is one that I'm excited for, as me, because I'm weird. So back in 2000, I believe it was 2004. Yes, 2004, 2005, an anime aired called Gankutsuo, The Count of Monte Cristo. And it was an anime that was very loosely based on the story The Count of Monte Cristo, with all the betrayal and all of that fun stuff. And honestly, visually, it's probably one of the most beautiful anime I've ever seen. And they're going to be translating that into a stage play, and we have some visuals from it. We have what the actors are going to look like. Wait a second, that's not the right one. There we go. I'm just going to cover my face. It's not important. There's is. So we have a view here of the Count Edmond Dantes. We have Albert de Morcerf next to him. Next to Albert, we have his best friends, Franz Deponay. Then we have Ferdinand de Morcerf and his wife, Mercedes. And honestly, they look like they were ripped from the anime and given real colors and stuff, which is nice.
Sorry, which one's the furry?
What?
The one on the left?
The blue one.
He's an alien.
He looks like a drow.
I was thinking it
He-
looks like a
he's-
furball.
Skin and
He's
elf ears.
a dark space elf, so close
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
He's Nightcrawler.
He's pretty. I'm
He-
not gonna lie, they all have this pretty dramatic extra thing going on that I
They-
kind of dig.
That's the show. Dramatic, pretty, extra. That's the show. I actually own it if you would like to borrow it. Just
Yes.
saying. But the stage play is going to be, let's see where'd it go. It's going to be directed by the anime's co-creator, I believe. Let me just double check my notes because I'm bad at this. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yu Murai, who did a different anime stage play, is going to be writing and directing it, and the director and creator for the anime is going to be part of the stage production team, Mahiro Maeda, along with Taichi Hashimoto, who has also done quite a few. The playwright for this one did the Tokyo Ghoul and Tokenranbu stage plays.
Didn't Tokyo Ghoul do pretty well? as a
Yes.
Stage play?
Yes, it did phenomenal. Surprisingly, I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but anime as a whole, when turned into a stage play, is Japan's shit. This is their thing. To further that, there were, I believe last time I counted, there were 14 stage plays for Prince of Tennis.
Oh wow.
So a one about tennis had 14, and that's not including the let's get the old cast together and have a special kind of stuff. So they just love doing it. If you name an anime, I guarantee there's a stage play for it.
I mean, there's several weird boroughs in Tokyo that are really well suited to stuff like that. Their whole video game district, and then they have the tech district with the robot restaurant and stuff. They love the technical challenges.
Yeah.
I
toys.
mean, if I didn't know you then, I had no doubt that you would have given me like a couple $1,000s to bring you back a couple $1,000.
I'll tell you that from my
worth
own
of
personal
stuff.
experiences there.
I know, but I was there more recently.
Like
That's
if
what I'm saying.
like if the lotto comes around, I'll take everybody to Japan. Just
Woo!
bring an empty suitcase.
We're going to Japan.
Go.
No, you need to bring one suitcase that will remain empty. That's my only caveat.
It will remain empty.
It will
That
remain
seems
empty
like a waste of a
That seems
suitcase.
like a waste
until
of
we
a
come until we come back.
There it is.
There we go.
There
Yes,
it is.
There it
you
is.
are
Makes much more sense.
you will be toy mules. I'm sorry.
It's a weird way to put it.
I mean, at least you're putting that in the suitcase.
Yes. And
I mean,
There are
should
other-
I run out of room? It'd be available for anybody else. But that is, it's in a big rolling suitcase.
Morty, I need you to do me a favor.
Now,
why, Rick?
to note, if you would like to get this thing back on the rails, if you would like to check out the Count of Monte Cristo Gankutsuo, you can check it out, I believe, on Funimation.com. It is licensed by them, so I do believe they stream it.
Nice.
If not, you may want to check Crunchyroll. I honestly haven't checked because, again, I own the DVDs.
Is it out?
Gankutsuo has been out for...
I mean, but
the stage play
oh, okay.
is coming out just in time for Christmas and will be out this December, December 20th through the 28th.
Okay.
If I could make it to Japan, if I had the money to go to Japan and see this play live, I would, but sadly...
So we don't have any method of seeing like some of the stage stuff?
Sometimes they do live stream it. It depends on the show. I would have to look further into this one because I'm very interested. I'm looking for... sometimes they'll also release it on DVD, like a recording. I believe they're going to be coming out with one for the Yu Yu Hakusho one that just
We're
started.
missing out on some prime entertainment in this technological era where we can watch anything streamed anywhere.
To Jason.
You've never
This is
experienced
new
this
to-
before?
This
No.
is the Broadway quandary.
Yeah.
We've been fighting about this with Broadway for a long time.
Yeah, but it's televised in Japan, right?
No.
No.
It's not televised at all.
No, it is on. It is a stage play on stage.
They televise stage things.
They do, but they don't
Sometimes.
always.
Fox does,
We
but
need
they
to
do a
get
really
that
bad job of
company
it.
on
I ain't
it.
talking
as
no.
a-
They televise stage things in Japan.
Just
I
the
just
stage
Oh.
stuff.
Oh, the the one that
Falcon
did
or
Benedict Cumberbatch's Hamlet.
Yeah.
Shakespeare
Mhm.
Guild Live.
What is it?
something.
Yeah, something like
No,
that.
no, the company that does the events, like that did the Doctor Who and whatever.
Yeah.
is-
Fandom.
So you just gotta wait until it
What?
comes
Fandom.
out. on DVD or something. Okay.
Essentially,
Fandom events.
yeah,
Yeah,
you'll just have
Fandom.
to. Yeah, essentially, you'll just have to wait and see. Sometimes they stream them, sometimes they don't. It's just kind of a mixed bag. I will do some research on that, and I'll let you guys know because I am also curious. But with it so close to the actual release date, that there should be some information available.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there wants to send Cora off to Japan so she could see this,
I want to say
and so they could, she could also take a suitcase for Jason. So
Um,
please,
No.
send us a DM. We'll gladly accept the money and just come out. Yeah.
Good segue. Or you could donate instead
Ah.
to what's it called?
Extra Life.
Yeah.
ooh, can I take this one?
Go right ahead, fellow team member.
Yes, because I finally made my team. It's okay. No one's donated to me. You should donate to me so that I don't feel alone. But we are doing Extra Life this year. Extra Life is a charity where us gamers take our love of gaming and mix it with a love of helping others. And we pledge to, instead of running marathons, play video games for 25 hours straight. Yes, 25, because daylight savings time is that day. So we have to do an extra hour. We go that extra mile. We learned that last time.
Instead of running a marathon,
Yes, because
we can only do one of those two things.
well, with Extra Life, its
yes,
focus.
we can only do this.
With Extra Life, the focus is on raising money to help the kids, and it was started by gamers, and it was the thought of just gaming for 24 hours straight because you can play video games, you can play board games, card games,
We
whatever
should see
games
if
you
we
want.
can do the Wendy's thing.
We could do the Wendy's game for that.
I'm checking
We-
the licensing.
We will be streaming on November 2nd from 10 a.m. until 10 a.m. on November 3rd. And if you can donate to us during that time, but you can also just donate to us now. Our goal is $500 for the Children's Medical Center of Dallas, I believe is what it is, Jason?
Yes, it is. That,
Children's
and
Health Center.
And I am currently putting the link
Children's
in the chat right now on
Yes.
Facebook and YouTube.
Donate to cat. It
No,
will
you
go to the
can't.
kids.
You can't donate.
You can put cat in the comments. I need to join it.
I do too,
Regardless,
but Jason hasn't fulfilled
we do have a bit of a competition going on. Just whoever can raise more funds overall will get to pick someone and make them do something within boundaries. Everyone's boundaries are different, and we're going to keep that in mind.
And
But
so far, I'm winning.
by $10 for now,
And just wait till I join the team.
yeah.
I'm currently joining right now as we do the show.
But please consider helping. The main goal is to help the kids. All of them, every single penny
Oh, yeah, sure.
that you donate to the charity, like all $500 that we raise, will go directly to the hospital.
Yeah.
None of that goes anywhere else. It goes directly to the hospital, and they use it for things like medical supplies, medicines. Sometimes they'll use it for video games for the kids that can't leave the hospital and are just kind of stuck there.
Aren't they one of the ones that does like the stations too? Like if kids have to
Oh,
have
yeah.
dialysis or something,
Yep.
it's something to allow them to distract themselves.
You
and
definitely
have
use
some
more.
fun.
Every hospital could use more of those.
Yes.
distractions.
If you would like, you can always go to the Extra Life website, extralife.org, and they have a little FAQ section, and they will give you a breakdown of where the money went last year and
Oh.
years prior, so that you can get a better feel for it. Also, the donations are tax deductible, so keep that in mind when you're donating.
So donate.
Help
Yes.
us help kids. And help me win.
No,
I am working hard for these children
help
because I care.
help Cora win, because then she'll get to put Jason in makeup for a show.
Yes,
Your morality high horse. went
Is
down.
that what that's what you picked?
Yes, that's what I've picked.
pretty much.
So I'd have to work-
Most of us
Is it going to be like a light makeup or
No.
a complete whore?
Okay,
There's an
so
in between.
Whoa.
Like, oh no. I mean, if she's gonna like paint me up,
I am going
Like-
to make you look like the most beautiful drag queen on the planet.
there we go.
There it is.
That's it. I knew this was coming.
You should be looking forward to this.
Yeah.
In fact, your challenge should be
And you know
to
what, Jason?
challenge Cora to make you look.
You know
like
what,
the most
Jason? You
beautiful
won't even have to
drag
shave your
queen
beard.
yourself.
I've got plans for that.
Oh, that's
Please help me not let her win.
I just have one word for you. Glitter.
We should
Oh,
like.
It'll
no.
never get out.
Our donation too.
I would have to shave afterwards. So I'm just going to just some painted up pussy on the show.
As someone who's currently painted up,
No.
Yeah.
I would
How
take
dare
that
you.
layer of makeup. I know what she has in
do
mind.
you know how much makeup I have on right now?
I have absolutely no comparison, but I know exactly what she's going to do to me. And it won't look anything like that or that.
he's gonna look like
Like, I might as well just put on some flamingo shoes and a hat full of fruit after
Yes!
she's done.
Awesome! Wait, are you saying you want to be the Chiquita Banana Lady? Because I can do that too.
Jason. Oh
I have
no.
an airbrush
Like-
if you need one.
Ooh, I could play with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure that, like I said, whatever layer of makeup y'all have going will be nothing like what she has planned.
Yeah, I'm like, which layer?
I don't care. What she's going to do to me will be worse.
So
Jason.
you're saying
I'm
it
just-
wouldn't bother you as much if
She's
it was
gonna get
like
me.
we should do this.
But
makeup
that's
like
fine.
ours,
You know what? If
regardless of who
somehow,
wins.
you know, the potato over there can raise this kind of money, you are a potato.
I am a
She,
potato.
then that is her
Yeah,
right.
Jess said her guide, her love was the baked potato class. So.
Yeah. I am the
With
cutest
salt and
potato.
vinegar.
I am the cutest potato.
Aw.
Jason, if you had a choice between getting makeup on by Cora or strapping a transformer to a firework and setting it off,
You monster.
which one would
We
you
got a
take?
little too real for me. See y'all
What kind
later.
of serial killer crap are you talking about over there?
That is something a serial killer does.
It's seriously just Andy or whatever from Toy
Sid.
Story.
Sid.
Yeah,
Sid was a serial
Toy Story.
If,
Find out, Sid.
if Woody hadn't scared him straight, Sid would have been a serial killer.
Everything.
Wow. I think I know what my punishment's going to be now. For whoever I pick.
It's makeup.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
That was.
I wouldn't. I won't let
I'm
you
just
do
gonna-
that.
I'm just going to make y'all watch Transformers, the first movie.
Oh hell yeah! It's a great
I
movie.
Shia LaBeouf?
I actually enjoyed that movie, so
first one?
okay.
No,
Oh,
he's
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
the
no.
animated.
I'm talking about the animated
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a great
okay.
movie.
Never seen an animated Transformers movie.
one. Ooh, I
Okay.
might subject everyone to that and stream it. Then.
It's great though.
Terrible?
You
No.
can't subject everyone to it. That's not
You
how
have
the
to pick a
challenge.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do anything that lax. I'll make y'all watch Samurai Cop.
Hey,
Oh
Ooh,
no!
ooh.
Or Common Hint.
I go to
Or-
a bad movie night once a week.
I'll
Once a
find
month.
something. I haven't
Same.
thought what I want yet,
I've
but
seen Panty Man.
I've got plenty of time to decide what y'all's fate will be and who I pick. So, you know.
I got.
'Cause y'all are gonna
Yeah,
lose.
You have all the time in the world because you're not going to
Jason, I love Jason or Joseph House. I love you. Just wanted you to know that.
That makes one
Joseph
of us.
House keeps stop stealing all my friends.
I don't even know.
Anyway, the gauntlet has been thrown. Join the team. Donate to us. We're team force
Specifically, donate to Cora.
force
Yeah, we're
47
gonna throw
941.
our donations towards Cora to kind of set her up to win.
I like winning.
Just so you know.
I like winning
I
too.
think I need to set up some anonymous donations under mine real quick.
Oh, really?
You know what? You're more than.
Are they gonna
welcome
come
to
from
do-
Ukraine?
You know what?
Help
If they
the kids.
if they come in as anonymous, maybe we shouldn't count them, Jason.
Maybe we
Aye.
should just look at it as a win-win for the kids. If you want to donate your own money, like go for it. I also
To
want
keep
to
from
donate
losing.
some of mine.
The kids won't get fewer
No, no,
video
no.
games because of your spite.
I will. The $10 on there is actually for mine because I just started off, and I also got us a different a package on there so we can like use promotional material. So
Cool.
If you want to donate to one of us directly, when you go to the link that I'm about to place in the YouTube chat, I don't know about the Facebook chat. You can go to roster and you can click on the members, and it will take you directly to their donation page where you can donate. Any money donated to their page will go directly to the SCNS page as well.
I bet I can forward all the members' pages.
remember, team captain. Jason X.
Or Team Sweeken and Hannah. Cora. Just saying.
Team
They
Golden
not-
Elite.
Did they not have a captain by default tag you could use?
I mean, they did right there.
Or administrator?
You know, I set it up.
Secretary.
Secretary Jason.
I believe
Sorry,
you had something you wanted to talk about tonight.
Executive
As much as we
assistant Jason.
would just love to continue beating down on me, you had a topic for us.
I did have a topic for us tonight. We were talking about video games in our little chat, and I proposed the topic, where do you think video games are going to be 5 years from now? And that's because right now, we have a lot more esports movement in the last year. Since the Switch came out, we have a lot more mobile kind of gaming, and also their online platforms like Stadia and rumored multiples of others, and new consoles announced by like Sony and maybe not Microsoft, I don't know.
But yeah.
So just look into the year like 2024, 2025, and where do you think we're going to be?
We will now be playing the Disney station because Sony got bought by Disney. The last crying of people who can't get hard copy games anymore and can only download them will have finally just gone away. We'll just have forgotten about it.
Software went that model, and it was difficult, but only for like a year, and it wasn't even that bad. And they had ways you could get physical media like made, or you could probably use a telephone to call them or something. And
What's
have
a
them send you
telephone?
disc. I don't know. Something I heard a boomer talking about. Like, there'd probably be ways during the transition.
I do definitely think one of the biggest things about the Switch that I think will definitely continue is the separation of mobile and stationary, I guess, gaming, kind of that line being blurred a little bit more. I can see Sony kind of buying into that. Let's have something that can be mobile but can be also a stationary game system.
I mean, Sony bought into that first. Not the same system, but like a
Right.
transferable concept with
The
the Vita.
Vita, right? Yeah.
It didn't go great for the
Yeah.
most part. It wasn't
But yeah,
super popular.
that being the same system, I think will become more and more.
I think we'd finally actually, well, with you saying that, I would see at that point we have some integration with the console and our phones.
Yeah.
Like maybe able to get to your console from your phone and play with the controller somewhere. Like if you have just a controller, you can just pop it up, and just play from anywhere or something like that.
I can see something like that happening. There have been efforts to do things like that in the past that have not gone great, like prior to the Switch, like pick up the same experience. I think mostly we're going to see that via something like the Switch that might add telephone functionality.
The folding phones will finally work, right?
Oh my God.
Because notice that just kind of gone away. Just saying.
It has for now because it was Samsung. And they did it wrong. But also, there's a stability problem with screens.
It's funny. We get away from flip phones, and then they're making a comeback, kind of.
Right?
It's like finals, they went away and then they're making a comeback. So, anyways.
The finals are making comebacks strictly from nostalgia.
Are we going
They're
to see
not more convenient?
But back to my talk, I actually want to hear y'all's thoughts on that. Will we be all digital in 5 years? Do you think?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well,
I think unfortunately we will be. Well, actually no. You know what? I don't think so because one of the biggest things that make a lot of money, I think, for companies are the special edition games that come out. Like
those are digital too.
But not all of them are. Like you can get like the statue and the book and the artwork and this and that with the physical copy of the game for like $150, $200.
No, because Fallout 76, they straight up released their special edition with all their statue and all that stuff, and inside the disc was a code.
So there was no disc. There was just a code.
They literally had a piece of cardboard shaped like a disc. You turn it. I was mad. I was mad because I was like, I'm going to go get a physical copy of this game. I'm not going to download it. Ooh! When I opened up that box. Actually, it was for my wife, too, who's the big Fallout fan. So my reaction was nothing in comparison to hers. Because she's like, you got me Fallout 76? Like, I left the room.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this fire happen. This literal fire happen.
And here's the other thing, though, that it's like, if I go, say, to one of y'all's houses, and y'all don't have the game that we were going to play, but I don't want to bring the whole system over. It's
online.
like...
It's going to be online. That's my call.
So I just log into my account, and then we'll...
Yeah. I mean, you can do that now to an extent with some things. Like, not if you don't have the game, except sometimes if you don't have the game on, like, PS Plus
has the
is
of that,
weird
right?
about some of it. Like, I could log in on my brother's PlayStation with him in order to play whatever that game was. The Call of Duty, the zombies. The zombies one.
Yeah.
So there's ways around it. Mostly like, I don't see us carrying discs anywhere. I don't think that discs are driving people to places to buy games anymore, for the most part.
Yep.
It's true.
So I think they're going to go all digital. You just need one company, kind of like Apple did that with they did it too early. But they were like, no more disk drives for you. And people got mad, but 5 years later, nobody had them.
If they went totally digital, I honestly could see people are going to find a way to pirate. I think we would see a new breed of pirating because there will be so many ways. If it's a program, I can duplicate that.
No.
You think
I can find your authenticator.
Causes more piracy than physical discs?
I think so.
No.
If you, I can see somebody wanting to game the system that way because it's all digital.
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna want to, but like, do you have more stolen Spotify music or ripped CDs? Like,
Why we got what? You talking about me personally?
of course not.
Okay.
Well, we're not talking about anybody. We're just talking about in theory.
Nobody here has ever pirated anything.
No.
Wire.
No.
I'm just saying,
No.
like,
It's like Azula.
ripping
or something.
CDs was easy. It's not even not allowed anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you could rip CDs.
I could see someone easily making like an emulator or something of that sort to play.
That's been happening for years.
But to play like a game that came out that night.
Yeah.
And I think the game companies will be kind of maybe taken aback a little bit.
No, these are where the
been happening since the beginning
authenticators
of
come
time.
in. Anytime they can get you to have to connect to your account, they can put in authenticity kind of things, right?
I mean, I'm currently playing a game that went dead 10 years ago and now exists on a server in somebody's apartment.
Right, but they don't care about the game from 10 years ago.
That's true. They don't.
Here's a fear of mine, like going down the line. I don't think it will happen, but I mean it's a possibility. It's like, okay, cool, you can get this game, but you have to be subscribed to our network for it, and you have to
That's
pay.
happening now.
And
I have Overwatch. I can't play it unless I have Xbox Live.
see, and it's like I just want,
I hate that.
yeah,
but-
and it's like I just want to play. Like I don't care about online gaming all that much.
Well,
Like, I
it
don't.
kind of depends on the type of game, though, right? Because Overwatch
Does it?
is
I mean-
only online. It's the only way to play Overwatch. Is online with other people, except you can play bots in like a couple of modes. But the whole point of Overwatch is to play online with other people.
So, but what if
So
it
it
like?
matters in that. It doesn't matter in, say, God of War.
Yeah, so like, but what if like God of War is like cool. I just want to play the normal games. Like cool, but you have to pay, $15.99 or whatever a month, and it's gonna go over Xbox and Nintendo and
A lot of
PlayStation and all that. It's a lot of subscriptions. It's like I just want to
Subscription to a game itself.
like subscription to the network that will give you access to the game.
I'll tell you this, even Adobe, who's moved completely to a cloud model for their software, they do have an option to hard purchase stuff. It's expensive, but if you purchase it, you have it indefinitely. So
Yeah.
like I think you'll still have the options for a one-time purchase, or you'll have the other things. What's happened to games that I like God of War 2, is sure, you can have the disc, but it only plays on certain systems. Or you can have PS Play, and you can play it by paying a service indefinitely, even on the PS4.
And on that, in 5 years, I probably finally will have God of War 2.
God of War 2 is just a dope game.
No, I mean like the next one from God of War.
Oh,
that will come.
yeah.
Like, in 5 years, I'll finally have that sequel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think they're gonna make a sequel to that God of War?
They
just because it was hugely successful.
Just because it was wildly successful and everyone loved it.
Incredible.
And there was
At
a real-
98%.
Did y'all
and there are plenty more gods to kill. I'm
did,
sorry.
did all y'all catch the cutscene they did? If you go back home,
Haven't finished the game. Don't
Okay.
have PlayStation.
cool. I'm just not gonna spoil it then.
Yeah.
Even though the game's
Oh.
been out for 2-3 years.
Don't have
but
a
she's-
Joseph-
PlayStation, can't
She's
play.
currently playing it, or like
That's why I'm not saying anything.
Joseph in the chat does bring up a good point about. A lot of us use Steam.
Yeah.
And
What's I don't.
it's
just PC.
PC based games,
Oh,
but it's strictly we have to sign into Steam to play those games that we have.
Yeah, but it's not. Steam itself isn't a subscription model.
No, it's not, but still, we don't actually have a physical copy of the game. So I see Steam that platform being used a lot more with PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
Also, PlayStation's controller will not have changed in 5 years.
Nope.
I hope not. It's
No.
comfortable.
I love PlayStation.
I know it's perfect. Leave it alone.
I like how much the Xbox One has changed, or Nintendo's is the one that's gone.
Nintendo's hilarious.
Nintendo is just like, let's see what happens next.
What if we put a stick in the
Which
middle?
is funny because that's kind of Sony's. It's been Sony's like technical model for how they're like, let's see if this sticks with Blu-ray and with like weird TVs and the Vita and all this, but their controller like is perma
Gotta
the
draw-
same.
Draw the line somewhere.
Well, on that VR, where are we going to see that in 5 years?
I think we're gonna
I
be.
think it's going to go away.
I think we're gonna be closer to, not to the extent of Ready Player One, but we're gonna get closer to that, where you have,
Oh, with the system. Okay.
yeah, where where you would put on the goggles and the, like, now you can do it at Cinemark at the Void or over at Dreamscape at AMC North Park, where they give you the goggles and a backpack and this, and you feel like you're in there, but you can only do it there. But I think in about closer to 5 years, you'll be able to do it from your house.
See, I think it's the opposite. I think doing stuff like that is going to be more like going to the movies, but
No,
at
what-
home isn't going to go.
Oh, okay.
I think that will become much more common, but I don't know that VR in your own home there. And yes, technical abilities are going to advance, but there's so much that just I don't really care about with VR in my own home.
I would want to develop I guess this really wouldn't be a game, more like a Google thing, where you could put on the VR headset and maybe a drone would go to a location of your choosing, say the streets of Greece, and you would literally control that drone and be able to
Like Google Maps.
kind of like
Yeah.
that.
And drop off your package. Oh wait, no. The thing with VR is it's to me a lot like 3D television. Yes, the technology is advancing, but it's just an engine by which you can accomplish something. I don't think we've seen a compelling thing we're trying to accomplish. I don't want to really be in Call of Duty with zombies after me. There's reality is not a draw. Like you want to get lost in a fantasy land. I remember when I was younger, we went to Six Flags and they had the like vibrating chairs and the 3D dinosaurs that came at you and all that.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, that's where movie theaters are going to be in 10 years. It's been 10 years. People weren't necessarily dying for the reality of it. So while I think VR advances a great deal, I think we have to have compelling reasons to do some of the stuff, or they're just going to be like arcade games. Like
There are theme park rides, like one of them, like the Avatar one over at Animal Kingdom, is you sit on this thing and it feels like it's breathing underneath you. It's like the Banshee, but they give you these goggles and to give you the 3D effect, and it honestly felt like we were in Pandora. It's because of how immersed you were in there.
And I believe
and,
that's going
and
to continue to
yeah,
advance.
it's gonna advance, like theme parks and these things, the Void and Dreamscape at the Cinemark and AMC and whatever else comes out. But I think like within 5 years, it won't be as good as doing it like from your house. But I think within our lifetime, it's you will be able to walk around your house, but you'll be underwater, or you'll be
Oh, that'd be cool.
you just put on these goggles and the suit and you'll feel like you're somewhere else, even though you're just walking around in your house. So I think within our lifetime we'll get there. Within 5 years, probably not. Like even now we have like the VR games where you have the lightsabers and you doing the thing.
Beat Saber.
Yeah, and that's I've seen videos of that. That's pretty cool.
And
And
they are
so
fun to
much
play.
fun.
Yeah.
Like I've played VR.
But you need quite a bit of equipment and resource level to play some of these VR games.
And also, but why would they want to restrict their fantasy world to the physical of your house? Like, how is that going to work?
That's always been my thing with VR is that you can't really walk anywhere.
well, that's the thing. Like in Ready Player One, you were on a treadmill.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have
There
a
is-
treadmill in your house.
And we've seen technology like there. It was at a QuakeCon one year. Back in the day, they had basically kind of a circular platform that was concave on the bottom. So you wore shoes that would actually you could turn and
That's
you could
cool.
move. Yeah,
Like roller skate almost.
and I honestly haven't really seen anything else with that tech. But I thought you wore the VR headset and you basically had like a ring around the waist of your body, so you could walk in any direction, and it was work. If you wanted to run, you had to run.
With the Wii Fit, like that's where they were going. Like we have a limited.
I mean, it's kind of
You're
like
gonna have to be able to
Pokemon Go.
flip it off.
It was the chance for us to train a race of
That's
super
true.
nerds that would have been stronger and faster than other nerds. But no, Freaking Niantic had to ruin it.
Their own
could have had a
product.
whole generation of nerds that could have beat anybody up or outrun them. It would have been perfect. But no,
I
you
will
ruined it.
say one of the really interesting areas to me, and this again is Overwatch, is that they've been shipping those like VR kind of things around to different cons where you can put yourself in the different maps of Overwatch. I think it could be the beginning of some really cool integration with cosplay and the reality of the gaming world.
If you had a chance to be in the game of like Overwatch, would from your house, would you do that?
Considering a dream I've had, yes, I absolutely do want that.
I don't know how that would work with Overwatch.
Oh, it would work. I had a dream I was in an
Because if
Overwatch match and it was great.
Yeah. We've all,
I
It
want that.
depends on the character.
we've all had that dream, right?
I
yeah,
want
like
that
trying
world.
to do a Winston jump in real life, like what?
You have to run around on your hands and feet. Like, dude, but like
Tracer,
Diva.
you just get whiplash.
Or
Also,
like
Widowmaker
Resident
was really
Evil,
weird.
like
Just
one of
saying.
those games. That'd be kind of cool. Or Doom. Imagine
So
Doom in
much
a
of them
VR.
So many of them are they're too scary.
I would love to play
Not
Doom in
Doom,
VR.
not
Like,
Doom.
yeah,
Or
Doom is not
or the
too
Arkham
scary.
series as Batman, but you're
you could be Batman.
I get nauseated from 5 minutes in 3D headsets. Like,
That's actually my concern. They still haven't like managed to completely override depth of field and stuff concerns to completely mimic our eyes. That I think will be resolved in 5 years.
Makes sense.
I don't know how far some of the other stuff is going to go. What do you guys think about the PC console breakdown? What do you think that looks like in 5 years?
I mean, go ahead.
I think there's going to be a lot more PC gamers coming out of the wood. Like, I think they're going to start catering more and more to PC games because I mean, a lot of games that are like the big games right now, like in terms of like overall scope of at least what I've heard of, have been moving to computers and all of that. I think we're going to see a rise in more computer-based games in the future. Or at least like they'll still be available on console, but they'll also be available on the computer. So I think PC stuff will actually be able to call themselves the PC Master Race because they'll have everything.
And I think
I'm
part
gonna
of
put that in air quotes because I hate that term.
I think part of that is that with computers, I can go to the store and upgrade it easily. With a console, you have to wait for the next generation. You know, it's like with a PC, I can go and get a new chip. I can get a new graphics
to a
card.
certain extent, you can like hardwire an SSD into your
Yeah,
PS4.
but not everyone has the knowledge to do that. Or
You think everyone has the knowledge to
upgrade their graphics card.
I think it'd be easier.
I mean, I think about back in the day when I built a rig and I was like, ooh, I'm putting 500 megabytes of drive space in here. I'll never need more.
I can fit all my songs, all my documents.
And now I'm currently dealing with 8 terabyte, friggin' storage capacity. Video cards get smaller and more efficient. The PCs are constantly gaining ground on consoles faster. So
That's what I keep thinking
and they've
about
always been ahead of the game.
Yeah, but like 10 years ago, I could run most games off a laptop. Now I can play Overwatch on my laptop.
Yeah.
If I can, buy Overwatch.
So that's the other part. Tech is always going to be better, faster, and stronger going in each year.
My thing is just that I don't want to. My PC, I have a video editing PC. I have to. It's what I do for a living. And if you have a video editing PC, you can run pretty much any game out there. The specs that you need
kind of the benefits
strong.
of having a video editing PC.
They're strong in the same areas. I don't want to play on the PC. I don't like it. I know
Same.
I can switch my controller. I can get my controller to work on my PC, but I just don't like it. I want to play on console when I'm not working. And the other thing that's weird to me is that when stuff comes out on the PC and console, there's a huge demand still for it to be on the Switch. So people want it on both ends of the spectrum simultaneously.
I own Stardew Valley on both my PC and my Switch.
And speaking of Switch, I mean, we're playing NES Classics and Super Nintendo Classic games. They're basically an emulator. We're kind of already into that strictly digital platform right now. Even with Xbox and their new subscription-based program, where you can play a ton of games and still have Xbox Live. Which is
That said, though,
my kids love it. By the way,
that said, I do want to point out that I think it's actually interesting, and I noticed this because I follow the Stardew Valley creator on Twitter. He's actually been getting a lot of requests to make Stardew Valley a physical copy for the platforms that it's available on. Like, these people have the download of the game, or at least on their PC, but they want a physical copy that they can have. And I've seen that complaint with other other indie games that are only available for download on the Switch or on PlayStation Network or on Xbox Live. Like, they still want physical copies. Like, if we go fully digital, it will be against the wishes of the big major consumer market.
Well, some of the consumers, I think what they're going to release is actually a means to make a physical backup if you want to. That's what they did with Apple. It's how they calmed a lot of people down, was like, you can make one and you can have it physically, and that's fine. And we'll give you all the tools to do that.
a lot of comparisons are made, like in comic books, to the golden age of comics or the silver age. I don't think we really have that in video games, considering it is technology and it's ever evolving. So we're never going to have like the greatest moment of games because it's honestly right around the corner.
And it's different according to everyone.
Yeah.
Like there was a time, like Cora's trying to get me into the Final Fantasy RPG for PlayStation.
It's PC. It's the online version.
Or iPhone.
But I can play it on PS4, right?
You can play it on PS4 or you can play it on PC.
But remember a time when we had games on console, we couldn't play online based with other people.
Yeah.
And today, that's almost something we're like, can I get just a single player campaign with that? You know, like
Yeah.
Can I get a story mode, please?
Yes.
Like,
So the recently
We like that
fired
as a side dish.
the recently fired Nier on the chat
nah,
said
he's rehired. He's fine.
you're rehired Nier. I said I disagree. Think about CDs. It's a phase just based off my experience.
what's a phase?
Everything's a
CDs are
phase in video games.
I think like CDs, like if you go to like
I would put that there's a slight difference between songs and video games.
still
What-
physical media
what is
though.
it?
I don't know.
I mean,
just
I'm-
feel like there's a difference.
I'm always a fan of having physical media because like I always make the joke like if Skynet takes over, yeah, a little bit, yeah. It's like
If Skynet takes over, you'll still have your video games to take with you.
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I
mean,
won't need online because if I go online, they're gonna find me.
do you think that the murderous robots are going to say like, "Are you playing Overwatch there?" And just sit down next to them? They're going to kill you.
To Nier's point, like it was a phase. Like in software, people don't care that much about that anymore, but it helps people jump over the gap of like, I don't have a copy of it. I don't care about having physical copies about anything, really. If I want to watch something or whatever, I'll go download it if I'm going to be not online.
And I mean, it happens now, but like if everything goes digital, like kind of like pirating and all that, it's also going to be it's going to get harder, but also it's going to be a lot more people trying to break into people's accounts and get information like credit cards
Good
and
thing they don't break into places physically.
well,
Like if you're online, they can already try to do that. It doesn't really matter if the thing is stored on your hard drive or not. That's not the protection.
but
I think it'll be interesting. I'm kind of excited, kind of apprehensive. Can't wait for esports to get bigger and then to cancel sports ball.
Well,
they'll never cancel sports ball.
Meet sports.
with us as gamers, the future's always bright.
Sometimes. Always sometimes.
Unless it's Fallout. Then the
Fix-
future is dark and underground.
Fix this!
Or Suikoden.
After the apocalypse.
Oh, we're gonna fight later.
About what?
She said Fallout. I said Suikoden.
Aw.
Oh.
That was for you, Jason, because
What
they,
day
they were ragging on you earlier.
One day we'll get Suikoden at 6.
All right, we do have to like complete this show. So thank you guys for joining us tonight for another episode. What the hell's wrong with you? Anyway,
Don't want to go down that
It
rabbit
was
hole.
an all-new episode. We
of course,
re-air it.
if you want to follow us, you can do it on Facebook, facebook.com/SCNSLive, twitter.com/SCNSLive, and on Instagram at SCNSLive. But if you want to follow us individually, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JasonTheX, where I scream into the void about Suikoden.
No, you don't.
Yoink! You can follow me on Twitter and
I care.
Instagram, Better Cat. I just want to get Cora's reaction.
It's a good cast.
Find me Instagram at NerdyRick89. Also Wednesdays I'm gonna do one more episode of Super Cool Nerd Nation, and then I'll talk more about it later. Go for it.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I am starting a new job this coming Monday, so I will be putting a hiatus on Super Cool Nerd Nation for a little bit as I get acclimated to my new job. But keep an eye out for that. Probably coming back in November.
All right. You can follow me on Instagram at Korodono, KORODONO. It's right down there. I'm doing the D&D Sketchtober this year. So each day of the month, I will be posting a new sketch with one of my various D&D characters because I have a million NPCs and
She's glaring
Care.
daggers at me right
I'm
now.
like,
am.
will she be able to post from prison after she murders Jason?
I'm also working on something very interesting for this weekend in fandom, which you will be able to see on my Twitter at Hawks Perch, where I scream into the void about Suikoden, and the void has started to answer back, Jason. I miss so bad.
Well,
The void can't aim.
and while you're here, also check out some of our other shows like Super Cool Nerd Nation. There is a new episode of Anime
Alternate heads?
TV
Oh,
where you guys reviewed Cromartie High School. And actually, I watched some of this insane anime. Please go watch this
Perfect.
episode because
It's
it is
perfect.
completely nuts and bonkers.
What other anime out there has Freddie Mercury and a gorilla in a school with delinquents?
wait, what?
viewer.
Exactly. And also there is another episode of our D&D campaign on the YouTube channel right now, and we'll be recording alternate heads this weekend for release Monday morning. So anyway, guys, that has been our show. Like, share, and obey. It's Borderlands 3. That's
Okay.
And Shepherd Fairy.
so. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week. But until then, as we always say,
Keep on nerding.
Scream into the void.
I use the Force.
It doesn't like you.
It's not effective.
It worked. I didn't.
All right, that is our show. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the live video version of this podcast, you can find it on Facebook and YouTube at SCNS Live. And if you want to join the SCNS Live community, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at SCNS Live. Thank you for listening and have an amazing week.
Nail it.